Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is our third episode of Womanhood. Today, we have another special guest. Like I always say, all my guests are special. We're going to let her introduce herself, and then we're going to dive into a few questions, and we're going to get started. So, hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
What is your name? Can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you.
My name is Lisa Kunde.
Mm-hmm.
People get my last name wrong. What else do you want to know? Okay.
Where are you from? What languages do you speak?
Okay. I'm from Côte d'Ivoire. I speak French and English fluently. I'm supposed to speak Spanish, but that's not going so well. Yeah, I am currently a clinical counselor and I own a food business.
You own a food business?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
What is it?
What is the name of the business?
What is the name? Like, what do you do?
It's
what
called
kind of food?
Chikone, and it's West African food, specifically Ivorian food.
You cook it yourself?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you. She's a hardworking woman.
Don't play. Proverbs 31, okay?
She's a hardworking woman.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna get started. Sorry. Let's get into our first question of the day. We're gonna talk about social media. I'm sure you're on social media, right?
I am.
What apps do you use?
Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. That sounds like
Facebook,
that's,
all of that.
I use Facebook. No.
You use? You
No,
don't?
I do not.
You've never had a Facebook account?
I have,
but you just don't use it as often. Okay.
Kind of fell off. So.
Yeah, Facebook's kind of lame now.
Yeah.
People don't really. TikTok is like where to go now.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I agree. How do you think social media influence self-image, especially for women?
I would say that on social media, you see things and you're like, dang, I wish I looked that way. So I think it also comes from within. Like if within you already feel like if your self-esteem is already kind of low or mid to low, having social media is not always helpful. Because then again, you see people with a they don't have a tummy and you have a tummy. You know what I'm saying? Or like they have a body like figure eight kind of, and you don't have that. And you're like, I wish I had that. So it's not always helpful. At the same time, like you can have people who are there like trying to motivate you to like go to the gym or like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's not black and white like that. Like it's bad, it's good. It's more like in between. There's levels to it. Wherever you're at depends on like where you feel within. And then the kind of social media like amplifies that. So
do you think it's worse for women though? Like, do you think compared to men?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. In the sense that I feel like women post more content than men, and women in my opinion, get more comments, and people tend to say a lot more things about women than men. So, for sure, it's worse than women. I mean, for women than for men.
Do you think it's okay that certain women expose their bodies on social media, like Instagram, or they'll do like TikTok lives, dancing and twerking and stuff like that?
Okay, so again, there's levels to it. What you call exposing might not be exposing to me. Because the clothes I wear, for example, are not revealing to me, but my parents are like, you're a woman of God, you know what I'm saying? So it depends on where you're at. But I mean, if you're doing something that is clearly I almost said unethical, but clearly not it, like twerking on social media. For me, it's not it. Like you shouldn't be doing that. Nobody should be doing that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just dancing, like having a good time, like doing a trend or whatever, that's cool.
Well, I'm talking about women that like post in like bikinis, or like they'll have like super shorts on, and they're actually exposed. Like you can tell she's exposing her body.
They're seeking attention.
She's seeking attention. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why are you doing that? Like, is it a lack of self-esteem? What is it? Is it self-love that's missing? What is the reason?
I don't know.
Right. So I feel like it depends of intention first. If you're at the posting in a bikini, I mean, the environment is that's normal. But if like you're somewhere and then like your whole booty's showing, like, can I say booty? Your whole behind.
It's fine.
Okay. Your whole behind is showing. Right. Then like Yeah, I don't know. Is there a problem? Like, do you not love yourself? What are you looking for? Do you need somebody to tell you that you're beautiful? What is it? You know what I mean? So it entirely depends on where you're at.
How can young women free themselves from constant comparison with others?
This is hard. This is hard because, okay, how do I put this? Um, hmm. I don't think like it's always something that is done on purpose. Like you don't get up and be like, I want to compare myself to this person today. You know what I'm saying? It's what you see that makes you wanna, and also it's. I feel like it comes from knowing your personal goals, right? Knowing like, okay, this is where I want to get at. Just because somebody is good at dancing and singing doesn't mean I'm gonna try to do that. Especially if I know I'm not good at it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't necessarily compare myself to that person because we have different, we have different talents, skills, and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So to free yourself, I think it's knowing your worth, having personal goals, and trying to focus on your personal goals. That's how you're gonna get to the point where, like, I mean, I'm happy for them, good for them, but that's not. I don't have to be the same, or I don't have to have the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I have my own goals, my own things that I want to do. You know.
Do you ever compare yourself to other people?
I did.
Whether it's a celebrity, whether it's a friend or a sister, you're like, oh, she looks better than me, or I wish I was this size. Like, do you ever run into?
Not in the sense of she looks better than me.
Those are just examples.
Yeah, right. But I did. I know, like, there's this gym girly that I was like, man, she was very consistent in the gym. And it's not like she was strong or anything, but just seeing her going to the gym constantly, I was like, I want to go to the gym, but I can't get myself to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt like, dang, like every time I watch her content, I kind of felt sad. I just had to unfollow her because I was like, yeah, I just cannot do it. Not that I wanted to look like her necessarily. We had different body types, but just her going to the gym every other day when I couldn't get myself to go there was kind of tough for me.
Okay.
So that was my little era of comparison. But yeah, I think for the most part, I've always had that thing of like, oh, I think I look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever feel like, at least right now, I don't ever feel like I need to do this or this person looks better.
Do you think the women that like expose themselves on social media or try to change themselves do it for men, or do they do it for themselves?
Well, okay. They do it. Some women say it's because I love myself. I feel beautiful in it. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's for validation or attention because probably they're not getting it. Now, it depends on like how you're exposing yourself. If we're talking about exposing, definitely you want some attention or, validation from other people. Now, I'm not going to say if it's for men or women because we're in a world where like you don't know who likes, you know what I'm saying? Or, uh-oh.
That's another thing.
Okay, so it could be for men or women or for what, whatever it is that you're attracted to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely for somebody to say something.
Okay. It's definitely for attention.
Right.
Attention seeking.
Right. Right.
I agree. I actually agree. I think in our society, women don't really even respect our bodies anymore as much as our parents used to.
Right. But then again, like things have changed. People are more flexible now and less traditional.
Yeah.
So we can't really expect like what was happening in 1998 to happen in 2025. It's a whole different world.
Do you like this generation better? Or would you rather or there are times you're like, dang, I should have been from a different generation.
Yeah, definitely there are times like that. But not entirely. I don't want to be from that generation. Like, no, I'm good.
You're good. You're good.
I like where I'm at, know. But also, I'm not a black and white thinker. I have a lot of times I feel like there are gray areas. Like, so there are some things that I like now, and some things that I would rather have preferred then. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but mostly traditional, I would say.
What do you think about women that do BBLs? Do you think it's okay for women to do that to their bodies?
Okay, so is it okay if I talk from a Christian point of view?
Sure.
Okay, I would say personally I wouldn't do it just because I feel like I have been brought up and I grew up with my mom telling me your body's a temple of Christ. And you're supposed to respect your body and like God made you that way, love yourself and all that stuff. So I wouldn't do it. Now, if I have a friend who's doing it, what's the reason? Like, is it just that you feel like you're not thick enough, or like what's going on? Some BBLs are cute. I'm not gonna lie, they look good. Okay. Now, if we're talking about surgeries in general, like a little Botox, a little like what's this called, lip filler or whatever, I think if you're not doing too much of it, like it's cool.
It's cool.
Now, if when we talk about medical reasons too, I don't know what's implied in BBLs. Like, I don't know like how you can get sick or whatever can happen to you. I don't know that part. But mostly from a self-esteem point of view and self-love, I would say, I mean, what, hit the gym. Now, you're not necessarily gonna get the results you're gonna get.
Hit the gym. You were just talking about how you can't do it. How can
right. Get the motivation somewhere and hit the gym.
Yeah.
Personally, I like my body that way, so I'm cool. I'm right. But I know some women like maybe want to be thicker, and I feel like there's a different solution than the BBL, which is the gym. You know, sometimes it helps. I don't know. Like,
they want a quick solution.
Right. Well,
the gym takes time.
Immediate gratification, or instant, what is it called? Instant gratification? Like, you get immediately what you really, really want?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel like that's going to make you feel better about yourself, go on, baby. That's not really my concern. But if a friend told me, hey, I'm getting a BBL, I'm going to ask her, like, what's the reason? Right? Why'd you want to get a BBL?
Are you gonna like talk her out of it if you feel like her reasoning is not like reason enough? Or
I mean, I'm gonna ask her, like, do you want my opinion? If she wants my opinion, I'm gonna tell her, like, I don't think you should get a BBL, because I don't know, I feel like that's a little extra. But then again, if I think about it like an enhancement, I mean, just because I love my face doesn't mean I'm not gonna throw some lashes on. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends. For the most part, I'm not gonna tell you, don't do it, because it's up to you. But if you ask me for my opinion, I'd say I wouldn't do it.
So. Okay. Wow.
Why you say wow like that?
I don't know. It's just a lot of information, and I feel like this generation we do a lot of things for other people. Like, we're not really doing it for ourselves. I personally feel like women that go to do these things don't do it for themselves. They do it because they see other people do it, and they want to look like those people, and they want to fit into that category. But it's like, just accept your body.
Yeah, but it's easier said than done.
It is. It is. It really is. But again, it's also how this generation, it's just how the generation is, and how people make women feel about their bodies, and it's a lot.
I hear you. It's fair.
It's a lot.
I wish it was easier to just like, bam, this is the body I want, this is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it implies too much.
But being a Christian, it's like, do you think like you should accept your body how you're made?
Yeah, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, right? Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I think God has been very generous to me, because like, I feel very, very, very beautiful. Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And I know some Christian women cannot relate. Not because they don't want to be beautiful, they just don't
feel like it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't really speak on that because I don't struggle with it. You know what I mean?
Right. So let's talk about relationships.
Oh my God.
Who's paying on the first date?
Oh, he paying.
He paying?
He pays.
Why does he have to pay?
First of all, if you asking me to go on a date,
yeah,
you paying. That's one. Two, first date. I feel like first date is you taking the lead, like you're initiating something. The least you can do is pay. What? Because why can't you pay? Like, what's the reason? I don't know. What's the reason? I'm also very traditional. Like, and what I saw growing up, my dad, every time we went out, my dad paid. You know
so it's what you're used to. So it's what you expect.
Yes, that's what I want. I don't think I'll ever change that. Cause where are we going that you can't pay? Like, I'm confused. We're going to dinner. You can't pay for dinner. You shouldn't be dating then. What is it? Like, what's the reason?
But what does him paying dinner have to do with you guys dating? What's the connection?
Okay. First of all, I think that's gonna get into the kind of people that I date.
Okay.
I date people who are stable. Okay, like financially, emotionally.
He has a car. He has his own place. He don't live with his mama.
Because I got my own place, baby, and I got my car. So how are you gonna? And I believe that my man is supposed to be the leader, and that also comes from like my Christian root and my beliefs. So why are you not paying? Like, I just don't understand. Now, I'm not saying you should pay for every single date, but the first date for sure. Yeah, you're trying to get something together. So like, why can you not pay?
So if he can't,
see what's his reasoning, right? If he tells me he's broke, then you should not be dating. Focus on your job, get your job, and like, you know what I'm saying? We could be friends until you know what I'm saying?
Until you get it together.
And maybe you can find somebody else because I'm I want somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But if his reason is just like, oh, I want to be catered to, I want a woman to pursue me, you found the wrong one. It's just not me.
It's not you.
Cannot do that. No.
So you feel like a man has to pay on the first date?
Yes.
He has to. It's not an option.
Yeah.
So what if he's like trying to trick you and he's like, "Oh, I don't have money. He just wanted to see your reaction." You're just gonna leave?
That's childish. It's like on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay on the spot, but
On
he's
the
not gonna
spot.
see me again.
Okay.
Every time I go on a date, I got my money on me because we never
Always.
know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. You never
But
know.
I'm not gonna make a scene or whatever, like so we can wash dishes or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay.
Okay. Which leads me to say, like, how can women know when they're in a healthy relationship compared to a toxic one?
There are signs, and obviously the red flags don't always look red, depending on where your head is at. So if like you grew up in a healthy environment yourself, you grew up to see a healthy relationship, like your dad loving on your mom and your mom submitting to your dad, and you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, like all the things I say come from my beliefs, like as a Christian. So yeah, like he's supposed to love his wife and the wife's supposed to submit, you know what I'm saying? You saw that growing up and you saw that your parents were loving on each other, it was all good. Like of course when you see like a man, for example, who's abusive or whatever it is, like you're not attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? You see it as a red flag because that's not what you've been around. And also, I think it depends on like your own knowledge of life. Okay, like what have you been taught on like the way you treat yourself, the way you love yourself. If you love yourself so much, you're not gonna be want to be with somebody who isn't treating you right. You know what I'm saying? So those situations are gonna pop up as red flags. Sometimes they look pink or a little like baby pink,
but not red.
Not red.
People on the outside have an easier
exactly
view on your relationship compared to you.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I also believe in having counsel. Counsel is like having like friends or family members, people who are older or more experienced than you, like having like a word or two in like whatever you're involved in, because then they can call you out, they can check you when you're tripping or when you're with somebody who isn't doing you good, you know what I'm saying? Because of course, like, you know, love and emotions can like, it can cloud your judgment, so you need like some other people to
you need a different point of view,
right? They don't have to be in all your business, but like basic stuff that like you probably need help with, they should be around to see.
So with you being a therapist, right? In our community, like in the African community, we don't really, that's not our thing.
Which is very sad.
I agree, it's very sad. We all need therapy.
That part. Shoot, a therapist needs a therapist. I have a therapist. Yeah. Because just because you're fit to hear people's problems and like maybe give some advice if needed, doesn't mean you don't have your own life to deal with. So I be pouring in on my therapist too. But yeah, so what was your question? I'm sorry.
So my question is, how can you kind of convince the community, because people are watching this, right? How can you convince someone or help someone get the help that they need, whether it's for a relationship or just they are depressed or they're just going through stuff and they don't know how to ask for help? They don't know that they have resources. They don't know that they have a therapist that they can talk to, or they don't want to because they don't believe in them.
Okay. So first of all, I think the best way to like promote, I would say, therapy is to, you know, tell everybody, you know, like, hey, like therapy is good. It's not, they're not necessarily going to put you on meds, or like, it's not as bad as it sounds. It doesn't mean
they're not going to classify you as crazy.
Right. It doesn't mean you're crazy. You just are going through life. And then like, it's definitely, it could be a bit harder. And so you want insight from somebody who's outside, and that's your therapist. That's all it is. All my friends believe in therapy and they don't have a choice if they have a friend who's a therapist. You know what I'm saying? And then also knowing that I go to therapy, and I know there was a period I was going through this terrible breakup. Okay. I need a therapist because again, like my family was gonna be there for me. They were there for me, but they were involved in the relationship, sort of.
Right, so they'll take your side.
Right.
Always.
100%. Yeah. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I was wrong because I wasn't. But having a therapist, the therapist kind of redirected the whole thing to like, okay, like now that it's over, what are you gonna do? Like, are you just gonna dwell on your problems and cry and say this could have happened, and what are the things that resulted from the breakup? Is it low self-esteem? Is it that now you're just sad and depressed and you don't want to do anything? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your therapist comes in as an outsider and then gives you some insight that your people around you cannot give you. So
Hmm.
yeah, therapy is good. Everybody should go to therapy. Y'all go to therapy, please. Use your insurance and get a therapist.
Okay.
Yes.
Go to therapy, guys.
Go to therapy. Yeah, and get a
She's a therapist, so hit her line. Hit her up if you need somebody to talk to.
Yes, please. You gonna pay them. Get a therapist who's also understanding of you. If, like, for example, you're a black woman or African woman, and then it's okay to have a white therapist. That's fine, as long as, because we are taught to like learn about other cultures and everything. So as long as your therapist is growing in terms of education and learning about you, that's cool. But if you'd rather have a therapist who is black like you and who understands you better, like firsthand understanding, get your black therapist. Ain't
So
nothing wrong with that.
is your therapist white or
she's black?
She's
My
black.
first therapist was white. Yeah, you just have to rotate. But
you prefer the black therapist more? Do you think like she understands more or he understands you more?
She cool.
She's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I definitely prefer my other therapist.
The white one?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she was a Christian and she understood things I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
What role does education have in a woman's self-image?
So I think education is very broad. There is formal education, like going to school, getting a bachelor's degree, a master's, a PhD, whatever. And then informal, like learning for your mom or your aunt, learning skills and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that when you have education, it gives you something to, how do I say that? Something to share with other people. Like, you have something to say. You can explain yourself, you can talk and people can understand you. You can speak on a topic and then people are gonna get it. You can defend yourself, you can show up for yourself, you can speak your mind. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think that, wait, was it that it builds self-esteem? Is that what you asked? Okay, yeah. So it would definitely boost your self-esteem. Because then again, you're gonna be talking to people and you're not gonna feel like you don't know what you're saying.
Right.
So that's why I love education. I would ride for education all day long.
So you agree that women need education?
Yeah. But then again, it's not just limited to like going to school for like not just academics, basically. You know, as long as you're getting some sort of education, have something for yourself.
Have something for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're looking for a job or if at some point you're going to need a job, I think everybody should have something for themselves, because you just never know what life's going to throw at you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily coming from the negative side. Like, maybe if you get married, your husband is going to leave you. No, not necessarily, but anything can happen. You know,
anything can happen, right?
So he can lose his job, and who going to carry it home? You know? So
she's going to get a job at McDonald's.
Huh?
She's going to get a job at McDonald's.
Is that going to pay the rent though?
Some people work at McDonald's and pay rent.
I mean, good then. You got cooking skills. Okay, period.
Yeah, they do. There are people out there that have uneducational jobs and they're living. They're struggling though, but
right,
they're
that
living.
part.
Yeah.
Now, how long do you want to struggle though? I don't know. And you know, people who work at McDonald's, they're essential workers, because we need McDonald's.
We do need.
You know what
I
I'm
love
saying?
McDonald's.
But again,
we need y'all. But still, go to school.
Yeah, get some other sort of certification if you can. Whatever skill you can grab, just go ahead and do it. Because baby, this world, listen, you just don't know.
Yep.
You don't know, so just get something going for yourself.
I agree. Why do some women choose not to get married or not have children?
Okay. I think this is very subjective. It depends on where you're at in life. If you're in school, for example, and
Go
ahead.
I want you to answer from like your perspective.
I would not choose not to get married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were not to, what would be the reason?
Okay, that means I would have to be in school doing something.
Okay.
Yeah, like, because to me, marriage is created with kids, God willing, you know what I'm saying? So if you get married, then again, like, you don't have as much time to, like, because, okay, thinking about this, yeah, if I'm in school and then I have to get married, how much longer do I have left in school? I might as well complete it so I can, like, be able to, like, give my my all to, like, my household, kind of, like, my husband, have kids, whatever I want to do. So that would be one reason. But other than that, like,
okay,
why not get married?
So you do want to get
Oh
married
yeah, for sure.
and have a family and have children and
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women don't really prioritize marriage anymore.
Right, that's where I was getting at. That's because I think people are more comfortable now, more flexible, less traditional. Women have bank accounts now. You don't necessarily need to rely on a man to like do things for you. Because I mean, you can go to work yourself, you can pay your bills, you know what I'm saying? Other than, and that's just my opinion, other than reproductive purposes, like,
Mm.
I mean, because you can't have a kid on your own as a woman. You still need like, you know what I'm
A
saying?
man.
Yeah, I'm just
A man. Because,
so
okay, so I work at a residential,
okay.
right? And most of the kids that are there are dadless.
Okay.
Like they don't have a father figure in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And you can really see how important it is to have one.
Because the
Like
original
you
design,
cannot, a woman cannot raise a child on their own. It's
um,
difficult.
yeah, it's definitely doable, but it's difficult. And that's not the original design. It's meant to be men
It's
and women.
it's meant to
You know what I'm
be
saying?
both.
Yes, both
Mm-hmm.
parents. Because there are some things that your dad is going to teach you that your mom
Yeah.
cannot necessarily, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that dad is supposed to be a protector, a provider, covering, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely harder to raise a kid without their dad. But before my mom got married to my dad, she was a single mom and she did it. So it's definitely doable, but it's not ideal.
Yeah, it's not the best way to do it
Oh
though.
yeah, no.
It's doable. I
And
agree. There are moms that do a great job, and there are moms that do a poor job at it.
right, right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I almost said that people don't choose to be single moms, but then again, like I feel like some people do. If
Yeah,
you
I.
right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not gonna say that. But like some people do. If you end up getting with somebody with who like has no ambition, who's not trying to be a dad, who ends up like not accepting the baby as like, you know what I'm
Their own.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby, that's not gonna go nowhere. Like you're gonna have to deal with that kid by yourself, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And that's why I respect marriage so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my beliefs, my Christian beliefs, you're supposed to get married and then have children. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's just because it looks good. Like it's for protection, it's for covering. You know what I'm saying? It's for emotional security, financial security, spiritual security. So all this is so important.
So you'll get married and then
Before,
have
oh
kids.
yeah,
Okay, and not
mm-hmm.
have a kid and then get married.
No,
Some people
preferably not.
prefer.
I mean, yeah, I'm doing my best to like not do that.
Yeah.
So
So if you were to get married, does he have to be African?
I almost got married.
You did.
Girl.
I don't know. This is
Yeah,
my
it's
first
just
time
so
hearing
funny.
this. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is this the relationship you were talking about where you needed a therapist and stuff?
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I almost
Wow.
lost my mind.
I
Okay.
bet. You
Yeah,
almost got
like
married and then
yeah. Like it was 3 months to the marriage. To the wedding. 3 months.
what happened?
I don't know if I'm ready. Um, yeah. Oh my God. When is okay, the person cheated, okay, and I found out through a friend of a friend, and so like of course that and when I tell you my family was involved, it was very serious. My parents, they don't play about marriage and all this extra stuff.
So so 3 months before marriage, did he give anything to the family already, or were you guys getting to that point?
So my family, they don't take no dowry or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have to do all that.
It was 3 months until like
The wedding.
the white dress.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
y'all paid for venues, paid everybody, decorations. Dang.
Well, yeah, there was a lot involved. Very much. And my church was involved.
Of course.
Yeah, but anyways, this is actually terrible because most of the people at the church knew that he was cheating.
And they didn't say anything.
Nobody
It'd
said
be
anything.
like that.
And we were in marriage
It'd be
counseling,
like
okay?
that.
We were in marriage counseling with the pastor and everything.
So it ended because of cheating.
Yeah, and
What would have happened if you were already married and then found out? You would divorce? Or do you think that would be different?
That's the thing, right? I feel like I can't really answer for that. This divorce is a whole process. I mean, annulment is quicker, you know what I'm saying? Um, I want to say that if I had found out, I would leave. I want to say that. But then I know some women who like they say all that and then they get in the marriage and then they can't leave because there's too much at stake.
There is, especially when
Yeah,
you have children now.
right.
It's like
Even when you don't have children, y'all have property together.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really speak on that because like I don't.
You don't know what you would have done
Yeah,
if it was
yeah, Yeah. So I'm just glad you never got to that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the question before I said that?
No, girl, we're just talking. It's important to talk about stuff like this because I feel like men don't. Was he African?
Girl, yeah.
Of course.
I love me an African man.
Was he from where you're from?
No.
Where was he from? Oh, let's not. He was just African. That's all that matters.
Yeah, he was West African.
Okay, so he was
Yeah.
African and
Yeah. So he actually went to get married to somebody else. Yeah. And if it turns out that he did that because the person needed papers or whatever, I don't believe any of that. I think that was just him trying to defend or like explain
or
whatever.
prove a point to you,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that no, okay, you left. I can find somebody else.
Oh no! He got married. That's the cheating I'm talking about. He went to get married to somebody else.
Yeah, the guy, right?
Yeah.
He married somebody else
Yeah.
after you.
No, while we're together. This.
Oh. I'm about to have a heart attack.
Please don't. Yeah. Uh-huh. This is terrible. It's bad. Had my
In
mama
America?
crying. Well,
Or
he went back home to get married.
and then he was still expecting to get married to you.
Yeah.
So he wanted two wives.
Yeah, basically. What that look like being a second wife person or like sharing my husband. God forbid.
I need time to get my thoughts
Yes.
together.
Oh, listen. Maybe I can give you the details later. But this was really bad.
This is the thing though, like men, ooh.
Mm-hmm. And when I tell you this man was so good to me,
You would never think he's one of the
like, and the way he pursued me, then you're begging me.
So he was here in America and will fly back home.
Yeah, and the reason why he went back home, it wasn't to get married. He told me his mama passed.
I know something like that happened to somebody else, where she was in a relationship with somebody, and he just told her he's going back home to visit and stuff like that, and then people sent her wedding pictures.
Yeah, well, girl, wherever you are, I hope you're okay. But yeah,
that is so messed up.
That's insane. That's crazy.
That's messed up.
That's crazy. Yeah. So that happened. I don't know if I fully processed it though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know that happened to me. I'm aware that I don't have a fiance anymore. Like I know that.
Yeah.
Well, like for real, that be happening.
Stuff like that happens.
Yeah, but this is things that I see on Twitter or like you know what I'm saying in the movie or something. But like real life, and when I tell you, look, this man treated me like
you will never know.
Oh,
you would think you were the only woman in the world. Little do you know. Little do you know,
bruh.
He has wives all over the world.
Listen, he probably got kids too. Shoot, I don't know. But yeah, this. Oh my God. But yeah, I love me an African man. I love it. Because then again, I feel like it's easier in terms of we don't have to be from the same country. But like, there's still a lot of similarities in cultures.
Do you have to speak the same language?
English is fine.
English is fine.
Yeah. But you know, if you speak French too, that's gonna be great. But yeah, so my God.
So how do you feel about men that go back home to marry when there's plenty of women in America?
Like they go get a wife back home?
Yeah, while they're here in America. Say he's here in America, right?
Okay.
And he goes back home to marry.
Like, did he know the girl before or something?
Depends. Some of them do, some of them don't. It varies.
I don't know. I don't know if I would do that because things are different. You can be from the same country, but you guys are living in two different environments. So, like, you guys probably move different. I don't know how. And I think most of the people who do that is the men who want a woman who is really traditional, like she gonna cook and clean and be home with the kids, kind of.
Yeah, and kind of manipulate her, right? Because she wouldn't really know.
Nothing. Yeah.
And then you'll kind of use it against her, like I'm the reason why you're here.
Right. I don't know. That's childish. That's manipulative. That's wrong. But if you want to go ahead and get married to somebody back home, as long as you're treating them good, you do you.
As long as you have good intentions.
Right.
And you're not trying to be like that control freak that wants to remind her all the time that I'm the reason why you're in America.
Yeah.
And
That's wrong.
That is wrong. And then your family also kind of like reminds you every day, like, you can't mess up. He moved you from this situation, and he's the reason why you're there. So you got to act right. Yeah. So it's like, even if he's doing something wrong here, you can't say anything.
You cannot.
Because they're going to be like, so?
Right.
You're already there.
Yeah. Like, and you know how people like to idolize marriage, like, oh, you have to stay even if the person is treating you wrong, and and I think like sometimes it's valid to stay, but then again, like if you're getting abused or like you're in a really terrible situation, but then you're in this situation like that, he brought you here, you can't do much about it. It's just sad.
You have no family here, no friends.
No.
You have no family, no friends. He just,
I don't know how
brought you here.
That means you really trusted that person. Or maybe you're hearing, oh, you'd be out of poverty or whatever. Maybe that's what made you like open your mind to like moving down here. Up here.
We get it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
If you were back home, you would say no. If a man,
no, heck no.
You would say yes. You would say no.
No.
If you were back home,
I'll get somebody back home.
So if you were back home,
well, okay,
and a man from America wants to come and marry, you'll say no.
Is he moving back home?
No, you're moving here.
I have no family here.
You have nothing here.
Girl, I'm not doing that.
You're just saying that.
I'm not just saying that. I grew up in a good neighborhood back home. We was not broke. We was good. So like, what's the difference? I'm confused. Is it just because it's America or what?
That's a good question.
Because if for example I was in a neighborhood or like in a situation that was really bad, I had to take care of my parents, but I was good back home. Okay, I had no problems. So I'm gonna get a man over there. I'm not doing that. What?
You're not moving.
It's plenty of fine men over there.
Have you been back home since you've been here?
Last time I've been was 2019.
2019, like, oh.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
So.
Would you ever marry somebody? Would you? I can't even ask my question because of the way you're.
Go ahead.
So, would you ever go back home to marry a man there and bring him here?
No.
Why?
How do I know this man? Like, what
if it's somebody you grew up with and he's?
I grew up with him. Okay. Is he seasoned? Like, does he know what life looks like up here? Will I have to like teach and train him?
Well,
no. I'm sorry. There are too many. No.
So he has to be here.
Yes, be here with me. We're starting here from everything from here.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh,
yeah.
You're too funny. I can't.
Yeah, I do not see myself doing that.
What if it's like your childhood friend and you guys rekindle and there's love and you're like, oh dang, we gotta get married, or he proposes to you? You're gonna say no?
How you gonna propose on the phone?
No, like let's say you go back home for something, right? And then you end up you end up meeting with somebody and you guys like start a relationship and it's actually serious. What are you gonna do?
Honestly, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I never saw myself doing anything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't, because then again, like it's so different.
Like, would you move back home and just? Would you get married and do the process to bring him here?
Nah, that's not even an option.
That's not an option.
Yeah. I'm even out here thinking about my childhood friends. They all abroad. And if there's any, you know what? Yeah, but we can't now.
It's not like they're all.
Yeah.
No.
No, God, please, no.
So he has to be here.
Yeah.
But he has to be African because you love your African man. Wow. Dang.
Wow. So would you do that? Like go back home and get married and come back, bring. Oh. I mean, I'm not judging.
Would I do that?
Did you do that?
Did I do that?
Yeah.
No, I did not do that.
Would you do that?
Would I do that?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I don't even think my family will allow that. They always expect the man to be the one that kind of and not
fair.
So it's like, how are you gonna do that? You're just gonna he's gonna marry you with no family?
Yeah.
Because if your family don't support you, that's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Would your family support you? If you're like, oh mom, I when I went back home, I met this man, like we want to get married.
This is tough. I feel like my family supports me in like almost everything, but that's because I make rational decisions.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think
You're a smart girl.
Thank you. I don't think I ever came around with like something that did not make sense.
And
that would definitely go through my siblings before it gets to my parents. And something like that, I think my siblings would be like, are you for real? Like,
crazy.
Yeah. And right now, I'm the only one who isn't married. All my siblings are married.
Really?
Oh, yeah. My sister got married last year. My brother got married the year before. So, yeah, I wouldn't do it. No, I'm not doing it. He gotta be here.
He gotta be here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're starting it here.
We're starting it here, ending it here, doing all. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're not relocating for nobody. You're not going to.
No.
You're not going to remove any man from any situation that he's in.
You figure it out, babe. I'm gonna pray for you. That's all I got. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna send you resources, like information on what to do. But that's all I got.
What advice do you have for women that do that? And then the man comes here and he leaves you for somebody else.
See, I want to say I told you so, but then again, I didn't tell you. But truly, like, you shouldn't do that. Like, I don't know how you know this man. I don't know what is between y'all.
You keep asking that. People know people, okay? People have families that might...
Yeah, I don't know. I would not recommend. Don't do that.
It might be your childhood like friend. It might be your dad's best friend's son or daughter, and the parents are like, I don't know. Things happen.
Yeah, things happen. No, you're right. Things happen. Yeah, just make sure it doesn't happen to you. Yeah, because I don't know. I wouldn't. No.
You wouldn't recommend it?
No, it's not safe. It's not secure. Like, because then again, if he leaves you, what you gonna do? Call your daddy and be like, your best friend's son left me? I mean, it already happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nah. No. I don't know. And I also, you know what? Maybe that also comes from a place of having trust issues. So, don't mind me. But truly, right now, me, no. Or ever. I don't think I ever even considered doing that. You
ever thought about it?
No.
Ever? So if you go back home to visit and somebody is interested in you, you're gonna shut it down?
I'm gonna be friends with them. Yeah.
Being friends with somebody can lead to one thing.
Oh, you're right.
So what are you gonna do?
Like, is this person also abroad? Like, are they moving abroad already? Like, are they?
No, he has a good paying job back home.
Okay.
He's living his life, and you guys somehow run into each other, and he's interested in you, and you're interested in him, but you're in America. You just came to visit. What do you do?
I don't know. This romance might just be short lived. Okay. Because I don't think I trust anybody like that. To like, no. If you find your way here. All right, baby. We're gonna figure it out here when you're here.
When you're here.
But yeah, the whole process, I'm not doing that for nobody. No. No. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I hope I never get in that situation.
I hope you don't either, because I can imagine you breaking his heart. Dang.
And break your mind too. Because what if I'm like, dang, this could have been nice, you know? So yeah, nah. No.
That question got you, huh?
It did. It really did.
You were not expecting that.
No. You did good with that one.
All right. I wish he was here, but I think I don't have any more questions. I think that was like this was a good conversation. So
yes, I agree.
You agree?
Yes, this was dope. I mean, thinking. Okay, this was really
all right. Good. So he's gonna edit what we just said now because it wasn't really for the video. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for all your feedback and just your honest reaction to all my questions. Because you were expecting some of the questions, and I think we got your actual reactions to them. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Do you have anything you want to say before we go?
I want your opinion on something.
Okay.
So the whole women exposing their body thing.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you flat out black and white? This should not be a thing. Or I mean, it depends on where you come from, where you're at. Like, where
You
you
mean on
stand at.
social media or
Yeah,
how
on
you
social
dress?
media.
On social media?
Yeah.
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
I think it's unnecessary.
Okay.
I really do. There's no reason for it. We do it because we want attention, or they do it because they want attention, and it's a negative attention.
Okay.
You know, it's not really bringing you anything. Exposing your body, they're just looking at your body. There's nothing up here. That shows that there's nothing in here. You know, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
So cover up.
Yeah. Put
Cover
some clothes
up.
on, okay?
Put some clothes on.
Yeah.
Respect yourself. Yeah.
That's valid.
So that's how I feel about that.
No,
But
I respect that. Yeah.
you respect that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you agree. But I appreciate having you here today, and hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah.
Leave us questions in the comments if you have any, because we will definitely be having her back.
Okay.
We will be having
back.
her back.
Okay.
She'll be back. So put down your questions for next time, and then we'll ask her those questions and go from there.
Yes.
With that being said, thank you again for joining us for this video. I hope you enjoy it. See you next time. Bye.